Hi guys, it's Candace. I thought we would make a little book page pocket today with some digitals and scraps and stuff that I have from something. So everybody has seen how to make a little book page pocket, but I'm going to fold this over. Just take a regular size book page. This measures almost 6 by 9, so that's kind of the standard book that everybody claims to have. And so I want to fold this in and then maybe make it 4 1/4. And so we'll glue this down. Just put some glue down this side, put some glue on this side, so that way nothing catches, and just kind of rub it down. Now I'm gonna keep the straight side for the top. Oops, need a little more glue there. Wasn't quite sticking. Alright, and then I'm going to make my pocket about 5 1/4. So we're going to bend the back part, which is the not so even part where you tore it out of the book. Bend it over, and then you just take the corners, cut them at an angle, and then fold the front part down and cut that out so you get rid of some of that bulk. And then we're going to glue the back flap to it. Fold that up, and you have a little bag pocket. Now, mine's not quite even page, so there, give it a little haircut. Now, I'm going to take my 1 1/4 hole, and I'm going to punch a little hole. I don't want it in the middle. I kind of want it to the side, just because I want to be different. And then we're going to take another piece of book page scrap, and we're going to make, sorry, thought I had them all. Oh, once again, I was wrong. So we're going to cut this 4 1/4. Oh, let's just tear it with the tear ruler. 4 1/4. And then I want to make it probably that tall, which turns out to be, we'll call it 3 inches. So we're going to bend that over at 3 inches. And we're just going to make it a double on top so it can be reinforced, because I'm not going to put anything on top. I want to have a double page, so we're going to cut that. Now, let's just glue that together. Yes, once again, I use my little glue stick for a glue tack, and then I come back with my other glue to actually glue the paper down so that it sticks well. Alright, so there is that. So let's go ahead and distress it before we glue it on, just so we get all of our and I'll go ahead and ink around the top and down the sides. just in case our papers don't actually go to the very edge. We already have some inking going on, so to help cover it. And then do our little thumb hole. All right, now let's glue our page on, our pocket I mean. So we'll just attach that down there. And if we need to snip some off, we can, but I don't think we're going to have to. Alright, now I want to use part of my pattern that I have and tear this Progressive Farmer address out so I can use it on my book page bottom pocket. I know, I'm sorry, bear with me. I'm still fuddling about. Don't have this quite down yet. Good days and bad days. Today might be a bad day. Alright. Let's ink around there. And this was from a pattern envelope that I had, and I put it on coffee dye paper. And so we're going to glue this onto the front. Hope y'all are having a good day. Thanks for coming back. Hope I don't disappoint. Hope you guys enjoy this video. One day I'm going to have some stories to tell you. I don't have very many now, other than it's hot. The weeds are growing. If you be quiet, you can hear them. Shh, weeds growing, weeds growing. So we're going to stick that down, and then over here, I want to take this little side that says printed and kind of tear it out, because I want the green, that kind of green that I had that's in my sewing journal, to kind of blend with the other ones that we have. And then just tear these off. Save this for some good scrap. We're going to put it over here on the side. Let's make sure it's going to fit. Just got to take a little more off. Alright. Ink it up. Hope I can get all these things done in an hour. I got my pocket. I got some journal cards, some tags. I don't need that glue. We're just going to put it on with this glue. Oh. I think this sewing journal is going to be a fatty. I try real hard to do some quick and easy things, but it never works that way. Don't know why. I've got a detail brain, overzealous. Okay, so now we're going to put a little strip up top, and I have part of this scrap that I had on some other, that I've used on some other pockets and things, so we're going to tear that down. That way, kind of covers some of these words, and then you have another place for journaling, if you want to journal something behind the cards. Just kind of helps, covers up. So let's ink that, put it on. Put a little glue tack on there. Need to rename those things glue tacks. Oh, alright. Then we're going to put this on here. Alright, so it gives us room to sew around, because I want to stitch around to the side and down here and here. You don't want to stitch too close, or else your journal card's not going to fit inside the pocket. Ask me how I know. First one I made, I didn't allow for the stitching, so did not fit. Alright, so then I have part of this other that I'm going to use which is from My Porch Prints, their little thank you tags. And so I've cut that. We're going to make that a tag. And this is some of the extra paper. And I just kind of trimmed it off because I want it to go in the corner just to give it a little more layers. So let's ink that. Put it down there. Yes, I'm a messy crafter. I'm left-handed is my problem, as I told you before, so everything's to my left. I try to be both, but it doesn't work. Alright. And then I have, oops, excuse me, my book's falling down. Then I'm going to use some digitals from here, some labels from here, which is Gifts and Things WL. So this is her distress number ticket labels that we're using. This, and we're going to use number 1 from there also for something else. So we're going to ink up this and just kind of put it on the front, just so it has a little more dimension and layer, so it's not just so plain. And then we'll glue on here. And I'm going to stick it right there. So we have our pocket that we made from a book page, and it has, I hope I'm in frame, I wasn't even paying attention, good grief, it has your pocket in there, and then it has another pocket right there. So basically a 2-pocket altar book page. So let's set this underneath my block so it can dry, and then we're going to go to this, which is from My Porch Prints. I think you get 8 different dress forms on tags. So I use this one, and then this that's on here, this little ribbon, is actually this large ribbon, and I just cut it down right there on the edges, and I save these on this washi sticker because I will use them for something else. But this is the pack that I got. I found it on Etsy on some shop, and so that's what I put on here. And then, you know, cut these out, and now I'm going to glue a book page to the back to help strengthen it up, and then I'm going to glue a digital on there that's got Chic Bunny, and it goes with, yuck. Okay, clean up in the glue stick aisle. See, doesn't do nothing but make a mess. Now I'm gonna have to get another paper towel because that one's nasty. All right, ready. All right, just kind of swipe it down, get the air bubbles out, spread the glue around. Gotta wipe it off my little table. And then we're gonna glue the back of this digital on the back because it kind of blends with it, and it goes with another journal card that we're gonna do. So we're gonna glue this on there, and it measures 3 by 4. So just stick it on top of your book page. And like I said, just kind of gives you a little thickness, not too thick, but not so floppy and flimsy as just the paper in the book page. So let's stick that on there. And I'll show you that paper in a minute when we get to the other one that we cut out. All right. So that's going to be our journal card, and then let's just go ahead and trim it up before we put it underneath the glue block to dry. So I've got that, and we need to trim a little bit on the side. Just get rid of some of that white. That looks pretty good. All right. So, and then I'm going to end up putting a reinforcer on here because we're going to turn it into a tag. So let's go ahead and do that. before we put underneath our block. Punch our hole and then put another one on the back. And then set underneath another block so that one can give some time to dry. And all this is plain reinforcement tabs. And you just take your inker, any color you want, just kind of go over them so that way they're ready when you're ready. Alright, now we're going to do another journal card. So this is some digital paper. I tried to find the person that does this, and I couldn't find the name because unfortunately in the beginning I didn't save it properly. I just have it underneath the things that I have, and I just know it's SSS and sewing collage. So, but we're going to take our corner chomper and put around the corners just so it's not so sharp and everything. Now, you might wonder why I have some masking tape on this side, because this is the big side of my chomper, and this one's my little one, because I got tired of trying to look at it every time to see which one was the right side. So I just know I have this tape on here. This means that's my big side, so just flip it around so you know which side to do. So we're going to ink up this card. And yes, I got all this stuff cut ahead of time because I didn't want to waste time trying to get all the stuff together. I'm eventually going to do it from start from finish, but I just thought we could make a few more things if I had all my stuff pulled and cut and ready to go. Oh, and I'll give you the measurement on this. But you just basically want to measure whatever pocket you have and then just kind of stair step it down so the things show. Alright, so this measures about 3 5/8. Well, not quite. In between 3 1/2 by 3 5/8 by 4 1/2. So that is our little card here. And then I've got, using a sticker from here, one of the hand ones with the rose. I should have had that out. Oh, like I said, thought I was ahead of the game, but no. Nope. Always something. Alright, so just do a little ink around if you kind of want it to blend in, or actually stand out, because sometimes doing this makes them stand out. Alright, let's just peel this, and I think I might have to put a little glue because there wasn't any plastic behind that. Alright, and I always bend mine so I can kind of see where I want to put it. Lay the sticker down, put the top part down, and then pull the back part off. That way you don't tear your stickers as much. I have ripped mine. I'm not going to tell you it works, but 90% of the time it helps. Alright, and then we're going to use one of these labels from Shabby Dabby Doodah. It's underneath one of her freebie things, and I'm using the Beautiful. It just says, to be pleasing to the senses and aesthetically. So I thought, you know, she's a classy lady with her classy hands, so with her little rose, so I thought she was beautiful. So we're going to glue that down there. Oops. Alright, so let's stick that. I know, I'm quiet. Oh, like I said, don't really have any stories, so we're just crafting. So I guess you'd call this a craft with me thing. Other than our dog Fergie, which some of you guys know, poor little black dog. She's a shepherd and border collie who broke her leg. I guess it's been 6 weeks now. They had to have orthopedic surgery. And she's just been able to go up and down our stairs. She's been living in the basement all this time, and so it's been hard. So we're trying to readjust her into the family. So she's doing pretty good. So since this isn't gluing or anything, it's all pretty well stuck. I don't have to put it underneath one of my blocks. I'm going to go ahead and put the Nuvo drops on here and set it aside so it can somehow my phone turned off. So this is the tag that we had made a few minutes ago. And so now I'm going to round the corners so it's not so sharp. And then we're going to ink around it. And if some of you wonder, why do I have red button ties on here, is because I got tired of trying to lift this top off because there's no grippy tabs in there. If Ranger and Tim Holtz would just put a little indentation on the side so you could still stack it but have something for your fingers to grab. So I glued these on with some of my glue so that way I can take the lid off and on easy and not have to fight it and say bad words. So we're going to ink around the tag. And then on the back, paper towels in there. All right. And then we're going to take some fabric that I have, that this goes with some of my other that's in the sewing journal, so I kind of want it to blend. So we're going to take that, pull a little of the strings out so it's a little ruffly. Tuck that in. Make a little knot. Twist your fabric around so when you tie your knot you'll have your design on the outside. Even though this side doesn't have any design when I pull, you wouldn't know, but that's our little topper for here. And now I'm gonna take and put some pink Nuvo drops on here just so that blends in with a few things that I have in my sewing journal. And we got that on there. And it kind of ties in the little pink bow too. And let's tap it down a bit so it flattens them out. And then we're going to set that aside with the other one that we did earlier so it can dry. And now, this is what I was working on before my phone turned off. This is a craft stock card, and I inked around it, and I used Vintage Photo because my walnut stain, for some reason, when I do it on my craft stock, when it dries, it's got this funky pink color to it, like a mauve color or something. So this cardstock was 3 3/8 by 5.5, and then this is the Chic Bunny digital that I wanted to use this lady because she looked like part of my sewing stuff. She has green, and she's sitting on a little green bunny cage, and she's got some little bunnies, and then all the flowers go with everything. And so I cut this 3 1/8 by 5, and then we're gonna glue this on to our cardstock. So we'll just glue around the edges pretty good because we're not gonna, oh, this one we are gonna sew around, so. And then I want it kind of off-centered, so there's a little on top and a little on the bottom. And then we're gonna push it down. And then we're going to stick it underneath the block. Well, let's do these other things. I'm sorry. Alright, so I have a piece of brown painter's paper scrap that I tore that we're going to put on here. So I'm going to put it... I guess I need to tear this off. This might be a little too long. So I'm going to put it on here. And then our number 1 sticker label that we got from our other page that we cut off of. I'm hoping I can maybe do these together. Edit the 2 videos because I hate to have 2, but we might have 2 separate videos for this one pocket and tag. Sorry about that if it happens. Alright, so let's glue this down. And then we're going to glue our number 1 label on there. Alright, so we're gluing that on there. And now, yep, we are going to put sequins on this one. I warned you. So we're going to put a sequin here, a little sequin here, and then another sequin up top. So I have these little ones that I got at Tuesday morning a long time ago. I don't know what I'm going to do when I'm out, because I love these little white iridescent ones. So we're going to stick a little white one there. And these are just beading tweezers. I think I got these either at Hobby Lobby, I'm bad, Joann's, or even maybe Amazon. They are Tooltron. So I think if you look on Amazon, they sell some similar, because they have rubber tips and then whatever that's called, ridged, so it kind of grabs on. It's for jewelry making, for beading. And then I have these clear iridescent ones, and I'm going to put that up there just so it kind of gives it a little bling. Alright, so we have that. And then I thought it was kind of a little naked. I was going to leave it like that, but then I thought, well, wouldn't it be cute if I put a little piece of fabric scrap on here? And then, let me close my glue. So, I got some of my green embroidery thread that goes with some things in my sewing journal. And I'm just going to take this and do it from the front to the back, because I want to tie a knot in there and just have some straggling threads. So we're just going to do that. And then I'm going to tie this. And for any of you ladies who have problems tying knots, I hope I'm in frame, I use my tweezers to go in there, and then I just pull it on there, pull it through with the knot, and so that way you don't have to fight with it all the time, because sometimes, let's face it, our eyeballs and fingers just don't work together when you get a certain age. Alright, so then I'm just going to use my Fabri-Tac and glue that down, just to have another little something different. Let me put my pins kind of up straight, and then just so it ties it into some of my fabrics and the embroidery thread that's in my journal. And then I just kind of take a minute and kind of smush my little sequins down to make sure that they're as flat as they can be. And then after this dries, we're going to sew around it, but right now I'm going to put it aside so it can dry. And I guess you might want to see the final one. This I sewed around the edge. Okay, I sewed around the edges here, and then in here, this is this one that we sewed. So we just finished this. These are all dry with the sequins and stuff. So this is going to go in the back pocket. And then this is the one that we made earlier that we had to dry, and it's on cardstock, 110-pound cardstock with the washi sticker and in the label. And so this is going to go in the front pocket. And then this is the one that we did, the little tag with the fabric on it, that we had the pink Nuvo drops and the backs. So this goes in the front, and so then we have our little 2-pocket altered book page. And I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you come back and have a blessed day. Thank y'all. Bye.